you gonna do about it?
All right. I was thinking about something. So I'm shooting a 400 spine arrow out of this 50-pound recurve. I have it tuned up, it flies great. But a 500 spine shaft would fly a little bit quicker and also not have it wouldn't have the point weight the 400 does, but with a little extra speed and close to the same point weight, it may get a little bit more penetration. So we're going to test that out. I'm going to see if I can get this, see if I can get this 500 spine Easton axis with a 175 tip to even fly the same as this 400 spine Carbon Legacy with 250 up front. I'm going to shoot the Carbon Legacy first. Just to get it in the target. This is my first shot of the day. All right, there's that Carbon Legacy. And now we're gonna shoot this Axis 500 and see if it even flies good enough to get in the target. I doubt it's gonna have that drop that 400 did. Oh yeah, that thing is speed demon. Had a little wobble to it though. Wasn't as straight as the 400. All right, you'll notice my 400 hit here. The 500 hit over here. The 500 showing weak out of my recurve. That's why it's flying to the left with the fletched arrow. So we're gonna take another shot and see if we can get this 500 to group up with the 400. All right, same two shots. Shoot the 400 first. Try to hit the middle of the block, then shoot the 500. I'm gonna also check out arrow penetration at the end of this shot. All right, that was a 400. Flew high again. I'd have to adjust my knock point for it, but it was pretty straight. All right, I want to check this out. Okay, this is the 400 spine with the 250. This is the 500 spine with the 175. As you can see, the 400 is getting way more penetration than that light 500. That 400 spine almost came out the back of the target. Let's check it out. This was the 400 spine's penetration with the 250 on my wet target. This was the 500 spine with the 175. Target's wet, so it's gonna go in a little deeper, but either one of them would be good to hunt with. But the 250 off of my bow cut to about the same length. The 500's maybe a quarter inch longer than that 400. Flies way better out of my 50-pound recurve. All right, we're gonna try that shot again. I actually put some rubber band under my rest and my side plate for the 400, but with this 500, I don't think I need it. We're gonna see if we can get this shot to center up. I pulled that one to the left bad. This arrow is flying weak, so it's gonna hit left. That was a good shot. I held a little bit to the right and it went right where I wanted it to. Through the air, when this 500's moving, I think it needs to be cut down a hair to fly better than it is. All right, third try with this 500 at the can. I've taken deer with a 500 spine arrow and a 175 tip before. Got a complete pass through. I was wanting to shoot a heavier arrow just with a heavier tip just to know I was gonna get a pass through, but it's definitely possible with a lighter setup. I'll hit this can this time. It's like an inch to the right. Barely missed it. All right, last shot before I go cut this arrow. After I adjusted this nock point, this 500 spine arrow is actually flying really straight and really flat. The 400's dropping off after, this is about a 17, 18 yard shot. The 400 spine is dropping off, but this 500 is flying so flat. I may have to go back to 500 spine arrows to shoot. I love a flat flying arrow for any kind of situation, hunting or target. Still a little wobbly, but I mean, that's straight enough to hit that can. Let's go check it out. 500 spine out of my 50-pound recurve. If I can get it flying straight enough to hit that can at 18 yards, I mean, that's plenty good enough. This arrow still can be tuned a little bit. I can cut it down and it'll probably fly a little bit straighter. It's still a hair weak. All right, last shot with the 500 spine arrow. I'm gonna try to get the arrow flight in slow motion on this one and make a good shot. Hit the can. All right, this was the last shot I took. This is the 500 spine arrow at 18 yards. It's hitting great. It flew great. The 250 on the 400 flies a little bit better, but as far as penetration, the 500 is plenty if you're gonna take it hog hunting or whitetail hunting. And as far as speed and as flat as this arrow shoots, the 500 may be a better choice if you're thinking about shooting anywhere over 20 yards. But I mean, my hunting shots are usually 15 and under, so either arrow is going to be fine. The 500 may fly a little bit may fly a little bit higher out of a tree stand, but with a 175 grain broadhead, good sharp broadhead, you're going to get plenty of penetration and possible pass through on a hog or a whitetail. With that 250 on a 400, I'm not gonna doubt that it'll definitely go through an animal every time. But this 500 spine, as flat as it flies, I may just, you know, put a couple of these on my bow and let them eat. All right, 400 with the 250, 500, 175. Which one should you take hunting? The 400 with the 250, anything under 20 yards, this is probably going to be my primary arrow to take. It has a little bit more penetration, a little slower, but you're not going to get that huge of a drop from 15 yards away from the animal. The 500 is going to shoot a little bit faster, hit a little bit higher, but also would be plenty effective to kill a whitetail or a hog. I think if you hit vitals, you're gonna kill that animal. This 500 spine arrow is actually an 8.9 GPI, and this 400 on this Easton Legacy is an 8.8. These Axis Traditionals are a little bit heavier arrows, but the spine is definitely gonna be what you cause your flight difference and what you see coming off your bow. Even though this one's a 500, it's still a heavier arrow than this 400 Legacy. But I'm definitely gonna probably be more partial to these as far as a hunting situation. But if you build this 500 and get it flying perfect, it's a flatter flying arrow and has great penetration and probably would be perfect for a good hunting setup. I'm about to get a Toki longbow, and I'm probably going to build a set of these for that. I've killed game. I killed two whitetail deer with these arrows. Got a complete pass through on a buck. Arrow stuck in the dirt on the other side, and he ran 50 yards and fell over. So these are nothing wrong with these arrows. I've also gotten a pass through on a hog with these arrows. So either one's a good choice. Just depends on how you set them up and how much effort you put into your tuning. I'm gonna try to make 2 perfect shots and hit the diamond above the block logo on my target. Let's see what happens. It was barely to the right with that 400. The 400 flies perfect off of this bow. There's no kind of kick or wobble or any kind of shake. We're gonna see what this 500 does, but I usually get a little bit of movement out of this 500 arrow. Well, I did get a little bit of movement. I hit my 400 arrow. That 500 arrow definitely flies faster off this bow than the 400 with the 250. So, I mean, either one of them's a good setup, good arrow. I think I'm just more confident in that 400 right now because that's what I have set up for my bow. But when I get this Toki longbow, it's getting a set of 500s made for it. A little bit heavier GPI arrow, and we're gonna kill some deer and hogs with both of these bows this season. I'm ready. I mean, it's gonna be awesome. Let's get some hunting shots with this bow, these arrows. This is about a 15-yard shot. Maybe a little closer, but about 15 yards. Let's put 2 in the vitals. That was the 400 spine, Easton Legacy. That was the 500 spine, Easton Axis. Both of them were kill shots. Awesome shots. 2 15-yard shots. 2 totally different spine arrows. That 400 has more penetration, as you can see, but both of them are in the vitals. Both of them will kill a deer. So I'm pretty impressed. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, that 400 still has more penetration. Check this out. 400 sticking out the back of the target. All right, we're gonna shoot the 2 arrows again at this is 18 yards. Shoot for that top diamond. All right, I think I let down a little bit on that shot, but let's try the 500. All right, I hit the diamond with the 500. That 500 flies a little wobbly, but this is 18 yards. That's a long ass way to shoot No, this is 27 yards, not 18. That's a long ass way to shoot with a freaking recurve. All right, I want to take 2 more shots with these arrows. That last shot, I made a perfect shot with this 500. I hit the top diamond at 27 yards. Let's see if we can do it again. Hit it again. Top diamond, 27 yards with this 500. Let's see if we can do it with the 400. 400 dropped off a little bit, about 2 inches, but it was right in the center too. So 500's a lighter, flatter flying arrow out the distance. 400's better for 20 yards and under. So that's awesome. Let's check out the penetration at this distance. Check this out. So this was the 500 at 27 yards, aiming at that top diamond. This was the 400. Like I said, it's probably a 2.5 inches below, but this is a way heavier arrow than this 500. I mean, I'm shocked at how well this 500 flies out of this arrow. And it looks like, check this out, it looks like the 500 got more penetration at the further distance than the 400 did. I'm sure because of the speed. This 500 is still carrying a little speed with it versus that 400 at 27 yards. All right, I wanted to say something at the end of this video. No matter how good of a shot you are, in a hunting situation, that animal's reaction is always going to determine the outcome of whether you make a clean kill on the animal or you're going to have a miss or a long tracking job ahead of you. So keep practicing, make sure that your accuracy and your ability with your bow is as best as you can get, because in the woods, accuracy means everything, but it's never going to determine how the animals are going to react. The more you hunt, the more you're going to learn how the animals react to a bow shot or any kind of shot, a gunshot, bow shot. They're usually always in a bow shot, they're going to duck. So, I mean, sometimes you have to, make your shot a little lower so you can accommodate for that duck that's going to happen with the deer.